Go Jim!
Tigre.
Estoy tigre! Get down,
Hey, what's
Miguel! How you doing,
what's
boys?
going on?
Ah, another beautiful Sunday, man. Beautiful Sunday. Getting
Gotta
ready
love
for
it.
the week. Yeah, how was your weekend?
Oh man, I had a blast this weekend. What did we do on Friday? We one of my boys they had a barbecue, and this dude throws epic barbecues. It's
Yeah.
they got a nice pool. It's like this rock formation you can jump off of. You just bring some meat. They throw everything on the grill. We play cornhole. Super fun,
Nice.
super fun. So we all went up there. It started at 2, so we picked my daughter up from school and went over there. Basically, drank, had fun, played some cornhole. We was there all night, so we left at like 11, and
There
then
you go.
yep. And then yesterday, my girl did a mother's a mom's beach thing at the beach. So she invited some other moms out and a few people who we never met before. It was our first time meeting them. And yeah, had a good old time. Was out at the beach all day. Ran up a tab, of course. Got
You
some
do it proper.
paddleboarding in. Yeah, exactly. And
Was that along the
a few of them
beach?
came back to our house. Yeah, it was right on
Yep.
the beach. Yep.
Along the beach. Heck yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, yeah, Richard was saying he was doing a barbecue yesterday. So I guess that was the
Yep.
thing, doing some barbecuing,
The
right?
thing to do.
That's great.
Absolutely.
No,
So
my
yeah, that was pretty fun. And
good deal.
yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
much it. We came back to our house. The kids came in, got in the pool for a little bit, kind of continued the party there, and wrapped it on up. Got up today and did my Spanish lesson, and that was about it. We just been chilling. But yeah,
Oh,
super
you still
cool weekend
taking
so far.
take you still studying Spanish quite often?
Yeah. I still study. Yeah.
Yep.
It's
No,
more or
that's
less
great. I want to get
conversations more than anything.
right building the vocabulary. Sounds like that, right?
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah. So that's on my to do list as well. Because I mean, obviously, I took about 4 solid months every single day for like 4 hours. I was studying Spanish in Mexico City. I learned uh,
Right.
present tense, past tense, and I still need to learn present or I'm sorry, future tense. And same
Right.
thing. I just need to build vocabulary, but it's been a decade at this point, so hopefully it'll all come back to me. But yeah, I'm getting about ready to jump back into some Rosetta Stone or something to
Oh
I want to get
yeah,
fluent. That's just kind of a
for
goal I've
sure.
always had. So so yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Yeah, we tried out a new Mexican restaurant here. Me and my sister and my nephew, because obviously my birthday was Wednesday. Well, his birthday's today, so he's been staying with
Okay.
us. Yeah, he just got him a new job with Panasonic, and so
Hmm.
yeah, he's doing like a 7 week schooling. So he's pretty much staying with us until since it's closer to where he normally lives. But yeah, we went and tried
Gotcha.
out that Mexican joint. It's pretty nice, and just kind of spent the evening in our hot tub. We got like a 12-foot diameter hot tub, and yeah, had a few bubblies there as well. Not too many, just a
Right.
handful,
Right.
just in case I needed to go pick up my girlfriend. She was at a party thing herself, so. But no, just a
Nice.
nice chill day. Finished the night off watching some comedy skits on Netflix, I think it was. But
Sweet.
yeah,
Okay.
woke up feeling great today. Kept it simple, kept it easy, didn't get too crazy.
Hmm.
Ready to go.
Yep. That's why I say
So
I'm like, yeah, as hard as you want to go on Saturdays, it's not smart because we gotta get on here and do it, and it just don't work out well.
that's right. We gotta be
If
sharp.
anything, do that on Friday. Yeah.
Right. That's right. Awesome. Well,
Yep.
yeah. Shall we take a quick look at the COT report? See what the banks did?
Absolutely. And I know, let's talk about Friday really quick. I
Oh,
know
sure.
you took advantage of that. Me and you both was in that silver trade long on Friday.
I don't know if I got in that one. Maybe it was. No, I didn't get in that one. Was Richard? Was he the one
I
that was
thought
in
you
that
got
one?
no, I thought you grabbed
Yeah.
silver with me too.
I can't remember. Let me look at my positions. Oh yeah, that was I messed that one up. I think I messed that
Dang.
one up. I have to look at it here, see what I
Yeah, I
did.
thought about you when it took off. I thought about you. I was like, oh, I just know Tiger's in this. That thing smacked
Hmm.
CP on Friday, and it continued going too.
Yeah, what did I do here? I don't see it even. I don't even see my little arrows where I was in a. I thought I was in one. Let me look here. Back end, if you don't mind, pop up my stream or my uh, uh, screen whenever you get a chance. Okay, so that was 38.83. 38.83. Let me look here. What the heck did I do? 38.83. 38.83. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was one of the ones I told you I got too close on my stop loss. So look at that. It just went a little bit further, tapped me out, and proceeded to just bolt. Yeah, I like what you're saying. But I was just I just played it too close. So
That's
this is kind of what I
crazy.
talked about
That's
on
crazy.
yeah, that's pretty well what I talked about Friday morning. I need to give it a little more wiggle room on some of these smaller time frames. See, I'm still kind of stuck in my high time
Mhm.
frame mindset because you got the whole 20, 30, 40 pip range and it should be taken
Mhm.
off, but yeah, I just got to give it a little more wiggle room on these smaller time frames. So yeah, that's it right there, man. It ran
Dang,
off
that's
without me. I know it. Rookie mistake, right? Getting back
crazy.
down to these smaller time frames. But it's all good. It's all good. Lesson learned. I'm ready to attack this week with that new mindset of just give it a little more breather, a little more of a breather, my
Oh.
friend. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah, that one
what the
was.
heck?
I had remember closing it out like right before, and I was like, "Oh, stay on this thing just in case." And sure enough, right at
Right.
9 o'clock, the thing set right back up.
No, I know. I wish I
Exactly what
could
I'm
have
talking
wrote
about.
it
Get
up
out the
earlier.
trade before the news, and get back in it.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. All right. What did the big banks do last week? Before I get to the COT report, I was actually going to just take a look for us all at the overall positioning of the banks. So this isn't the week to week. This is just the overall positioning, right?
Mhm.
So what's at the very top of their buys? Gold and silver. Take a look at that.
Right.
I mean, that's the most popular. The only other currencies that are where their overall net long is the euro and the Japanese yen, right here.
Mhm.
So just imagine the 50% line right about there, right? But
Right.
yeah, you go all the way to the left, they're net short on all the other currencies: New Zealand, British pound, dollar, everything,
Mhm.
Aussie, Swiss, CAD. Um, so yeah, I mean they're clearly going the clearly going the gold silver route as well. But and then looking at the week to week changes, so they increased the most on the Russell, about a 2.5% net change there to the long side. And the Japanese yen seemed to be right there with the dollar as the ones that they bought the most. So
Mhm.
a little bit of safe haven type currency buying there. It looks like Bitcoin got a slight bump,
Right.
0.86, and then flipping to the opposite end, looks like. And none of these percentages I think are really that drastic, other than the Russell was a really nice boost. But like anything that's like 2% or less or -2% or less, it's just not really like a gigantic significant change unless we're, you know, 5 and 7 and 10%, kind of like what the Nikkei was doing the previous couple
Right.
of weeks. Well, this week looks like they just had a very modest
Uh,
favor to the shorts for the Nikkei right there, minus 0.39%. Um, and
gotcha.
then let's see, yeah, small modest gain on gold there, 0.36. Looks like silver was pretty well negligible. Anything in the middle is pretty well negligible to me. So yeah, the real thing that really stands out is the Russell gaining 2.5%. NASDAQ, as far as the indices go, 0.66%. Dow was a minus 0.18, so pretty well negligible. Nikkei went over, and then S&P was a minus 0.73. Um, so yeah, that's just a little bit about what they did right there last week. I don't trade Russell. I don't have it on any of my brokerage, on any of my
Yeah.
platforms. So, anybody that trades the Russell, that might be a good little sign for you. Now, I still don't have any indices on my regular top setups. But what I do have, let's see here. I also wanted to take a quick look at the overall underperformance, outperformance of the currencies themselves. So, after the dust settled from the PCE last week on Friday, it looks like we had a slight decline on the dollar. So it's 45% outperformance, meaning reports that beat expectations, right? So 45%. When you're looking at this list, looks like so far the British pound is the most outperforming of the currencies relative to what the economists are forecasting for reports. So now something else, if you add all those currencies together, this is the global economic surprise score. That's a 54%. This number was actually in the 60s the last few weeks. Well, now it's down in the low 50s or mid low 50s. So it looks like, if you look at all the currencies overall, it looks like they've been slightly going backwards. So just a little bit underperformance. So, it's just, again, as always, I like to kind of, if you're ever looking for a trading scenario, it's a real simple one. Just take a look at the one that's overperforming the most, pair it up with one of the weaker performing currencies, and that could potentially be some good trades. So, Swiss pound Swiss might be a good buy. Pound dollar, obviously, and I think it's still on my top setup. So, so that's a little bit about that. And then what else did I have for you? Just looking at the dollar's economic heat map. Right here, we can see, the 45%. Stock market's at a 45% overperformance as well. So they're pretty well middle of the road there. But that PCE data we had on Friday, it was more of a neutral rating. So it didn't really affect it a whole lot. So dollar really didn't change a whole lot. But within the last 7 days, we did have a bullish reading on the GDP report, obviously. And then we did have the jobless claims report. That was a bullish report since we had a very small amount of less jobless claims. 5,000 less than the previous number, but 1,000 less than the forecast. So, within the last 7 days, the dollar got a very, very slight bump. So, but not enough to scream buy me, right? Or not enough to scream sell me. So it's, again, just kind of in the middle of the road there. But
gotcha.
But taking a look at top setups. Where did I put that? I put that on gold. Yeah. So this is pretty much what I'm looking at right now for top setups. I mean, I think it's pretty similar to last week as always. But the dollar Swiss lost a couple negative points. Still bearish, but it's off the very bearish list. So very bearish. It's still the dollar yen at -10. Remember, that one was at like -15 at one point late in the week last week. So it's kind of coming back to the middle a little bit. But nothing's changed. I still got gold and silver at the top, which obviously the big banks think the same. I mean, they're long term. They're the most net long of any of the other assets that I track. So still looking to try to find some slots in here or some spots in demand zones to buy in gold and silver, and then euro dollar. Euro dollar is the top currency, with the Aussie dollar slowly, or not too far behind. But so those are the four main bullish assets, and then these are all pretty much the same as well, just give or take a point or two positive or less as far as the overall scoring goes. But as far as alerts, I have just taking a look at some of these. Gold, here's gold. I'll just get rid of those out of my way now. Let's see here. So gold finally broke above that former resistance point, the one that I wrapped that blue rectangle around, just hugging up on those closes, the closes of those high points, right? So we finally had a close above that. for the first time. That was Friday, right? So,
Right.
for me personally, what I would like to see is maybe if I'm looking at this just on a daily for a second, just I'd love to see price go up a little bit higher and then kind of close and then come back into the demand zone wherever I can find a demand. So I do have one down here, right?
Mhm.
Before looking to buy that. So that's kind of something I'm looking at, just kind of show the strength, show that it's not just a one-time thing that's just going to come all the way back down and go back into that boring sideways zone that we've been seeing for the last X amount of weeks.
Right.
But I should say towards the end of Liberation Day, right? Liberation Day for the tariffs. So, but yeah, it's nice to see that. Does that mean we might finally stay out of that sideways nonsense? Well, as always, we don't
That would
know.
be
but
amazing.
now that we finally had that close, though, I'd be okay with just getting a pullback. I mean, like I said, ultimately, I'd like to see it maybe rise a little bit more because you'll get some profit taken up there, and then just have it roll back around. Now, I'm keeping an eye on this 4-hour demand, but also within that 4-hour demand, I've got, I believe I had a 30-minute. Yeah, 30-minute demand. So that's a 30-minute within the 4-hour. A little bit of confluence I like to see. Love the volume. Spread analysis candles down here. We got a bunch of yellow. Yellow's good. Red is better, but yellow's good. But yeah, I mean, that's exciting. That's pretty exciting. So I'm just looking for a very simple, at some point, just pull back in. We'll go for a long on that thing. That's probably one of my favorite alerts I have set right now for gold, and it's obviously right up there with silver for the top setups, bullish. So that's probably number one, and then silver. Just taking a look at it on a daily, real quick. So yeah, it obviously
They both are went crazy on Friday.
What's that? Yeah,
gold and silver both went crazy on Friday.
Yeah, that's exciting to see. I'm excited to see that. Get out of that boring sideways channel. So yeah, silver, similar thing. I got a 4-hour demand there, and then a 30-minute demand within the 4 hour. So it's the exact same confluence, 30-minute within a 4-hour. But yeah, I mean, looking at the silver, it's kind of got a demand a little higher in that 4-hour, a 30-minute demand. I would probably just prefer to go a little lower to the lower end of it, personally. But as always, if I start seeing unreasonable volume, if it's at the top of that range, okay, we'll take a stab at it.
Mm-hmm.
Now the gold is actually more so in the middle of the 4 hours, as far as that 30 minutes. So yeah, there's two good opportunities right there. I think I like the gold one better, just obviously since it broke through that high. And gold is a 13, so it's the highest score. So that's probably my master setup right now, master trade setup, as far as looking at it on a little bit higher time frame. I mean, it's 30 minute. I look at it in the context of the 4 hour, but it's nice to see that 30 minute within. So 30 minute, 1 hour. I'm not really too picky on which one it is, but yeah, that's setup number one right there. 1 and 2, I should say, for gold and silver. And then euro dollar being the top bullish currency pair. So just same thing, 4-hour demand down here. And then I've got some confluence with a 1 hour demand in it as well. So that's, as far as currencies goes, that's probably master setup number one for the currencies. Not really too thrilled about this demand that the algorithm is telling me about, this demand either. Maybe this one here, maybe look at that on I don't know. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Yeah. Yeah, this leg out candle right here on this 1 hour demand just didn't go that far. Kind of lazy coming out, so I'm not too thrilled about this this price point here. Yeah, give me the origin of that strong move. So that's where I've got my alert set, kind of at the top of the body of the 1 hour candle. Yeah, you give me a pullback into that range, and yeah, I'm definitely interested in taking a buy there. So there's something like that right there. That tis it.
Got you.
Kind of come back, collect liquidity for these low points here. Liquidity, unfilled orders. That's it. That's bullish setup A right there. And then the only other one was the Aussie dollar, which I don't even think I set an alert on there because I just didn't really see anything too exciting at the moment. Let's see, daily, 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, there's one way down here, but not too thrilled with how many candles are in that area. I mean, that basically spent 2 days going sideways if we're looking at these 4 hour candles, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks real good when you look at the daily candle. If you go all the way out to the daily time frame, it looks pretty good. But I don't know. I prefer less candles in that area.
Right.
You could maybe make an argument for this point here, but when I see the contraction box, typically what happens when it leaves the box and then it goes the other way, you can pretty much take the distance from the top of the box to the top of that point there, which looks like about 48 pips. Mm-hmm. And then if you come to the bottom of the box and measure 48 pips down, well, it's obviously going right smack into that demand zone. So for that, right. It typically follows that type of trajectory. So obviously this point here is way, way, way less than 48 pips, right? So I personally would be ignoring that and just wait for the pullback to the 4 hour demand within the daily. So that's a pretty decent play too. I guess I should put an alert there. I just was more fixated on the euro dollar.
Right.
So let's get me an alert. Alertsy set on that one there.
Yeah, gotta set that alert, baby.
Yeah. All right. So that pretty well covers the bullish ones. And then looking at the dollar yen as the most bearish. A lot of congestion on this one. I'm not too thrilled about it when you look at it on a 4 hour, but obviously, let me look here real quick. Okay, so we do have the 4 hour supply. And then if we go down to the smaller time frames, I do have a hour supply within that 4 hours. So a little bit of confidence. So I did put me an alert right there at the proximal line of that 1 hour supply candle as a potential sell. We'll keep an eye on that.
Nice.
Again, I do wish everything was spread out a little bit, but because again, when you look at it on a 4 hour chart, it's just a big sideways cluster. Not too thrilled with that. But
for sure.
Potential spot for a short, especially since it's a -10. It's the most bearish one I've got. And then you got some more zones up top here. Again, that's the Fed Chair Powell speech candle, that big gigantic drop. So, but we'll take a look at this. Not a ton of volume in that area. That's really kind of a bummer. Not that much volume. So that's definitely a little bit of a red flag. But as always, if it hits my zone and gets unreasonable volume, reversal candle, we can take a stab at it on a higher time frame.
For sure.
Dollar Swiss, kind of a similar picture. You got a lot of sideways action here, but I do have let's see, what do I got here? 1 hour. So we got a 1 hour supply up here. Just missed it. It did well. Let me double check this. So on the 1 hour time frame, it actually did just barely wick into it, but I also drilled down, I think, to a 30-minute. So on a 30-minute, we had that 30-minute candle there where the volume kind of picked up a little bit, enough to make it yellow.
Mhm.
So I guess I'm looking at this as kind of a second chance, but focusing on the 30 this time rather than the 1 hour.
Gotcha.
Because yeah, it just barely wicked into the bottom of the wick of that. Yeah, like I said, of the 1 hour. So dollar Swiss. So yeah, we'll take a look at that. I mean, I've got an alert set there, so we could just basically look at something like this here. 30-minute supply.
Oh, UJ got
Now since
UF. Okay.
UF, yeah, and since the 1 hour candle did get mitigated, I'm going to actually color that one lighter red. As always, just lets me know it's already been touched. But now we're going to focus on
Hmm.
the 30-minute candle. So that is that one. CAD Swiss, that's a -8 along with the dollar Swiss. But I didn't really, that was the one I was
Oh, okay.
actually thinking about. Yeah, so that's the one I didn't really find a great spot. I've got better options in the dollar Swiss anyway. So, but CAD Swiss, just going back out. Um, so I do have a 30-minute supply, but I don't really like that. I prefer the 1 hour. If I'm going to go that far away from like this peak, I would prefer to be bouncing into a 1 hour or 4 hour. Because at this point, you look at it,
Hmm.
it's basically a 1 hour uptrend at this point, right? From this point to this point. I mean, it's kind of rolling over again, but yeah, nevertheless, I mean, there is a 30-minute supply up here waiting right there. So green candle up. I dislike that I didn't get a fair value gap on that candle, but I did kind of get one
Uh-huh.
here. So probably one of my least favorite short setups, but still going to keep an eye on that zone. And it's just a lot of cluster in this area. So I wouldn't feel the greatest about taking anything in this immediate area. I mean, we did have some good volume right here, so maybe something for a small risk. But I don't know. Let's see what does that look like. So I need to go down to a smaller time frame for this one, see what it looks like. So that's clearly a 1 hour
Gotcha. Okay.
supply, but let's see how strong this is. 15-minute. Okay, so we did have a. All right, so we got a 15-minute candle here. Um, well, pretty decent volume. I guess that wouldn't be a bad spot to take a stab at it. 10-minute and 5-minute. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take. All right, so here's the deal. We got CAD Swiss. Now that I took a look at. Yeah, earlier when I was kind of mapping everything out, I just looked at the 4 hour and the 1 hour. So now having drilled down a little
Gotcha.
bit, I could see taking a little short at that area. I'm going to throw an alert out. I always do
Okay.
my alerts throughout the end of the trading week. So okay, well we got an alert
Yes.
there. So we'll see if we can get a retrace into the 30-minute supply. So there we go. Or I'm sorry, I guess it was 15. Yeah, 15-minute supply. So there we go. Now we got a CAD Swiss on a shorter time frame.
Right now.
Euro Swiss. Yeah, the other three are Euro Swiss, Euro Jap, and CAD Jap. So Euro Swiss, 4 hour. So yeah, so I did have some 4 hour supplies, but they've already all been mitigated. So if you look at this candle here, so that was a 4 hour at one point, but it turned around and got touched about 8 hours later. So that really
Hmm.
negates that. If I go down to this 4 hour supply that it's mapping out for me, same thing. Price left the zone, came up and already touched it. So that really kind of negates both of
Right.
those in my mind anyway. I still so it's I mean, if you're looking at it on the smaller time frame though, I do have a zone up here. What was it, a 15-minute supply? Let's take a look at that real quick. So it's 15-minute within that 4 hour. Now again, this is similar to that first or second one I showed. So the 4 hour, the higher time frame got
Uh-huh.
touched, but the 15-minute hasn't. So I still kind of like the confluence. Um, so yeah, that's another one I need to put an alert on. What am I doing here? Yeah. I
You got
love
a
this
few
because
alerts.
Price left in a hurry. Price left that with some strength going to the downside. So let's get
Right.
an alert set on there. So this will be one of my smaller time frame opportunities. All right, there we go. So now we got an alert set there. Euro Japanese yen, Canada Japanese yen. So that'll be my last two.
Mm-hmm.
Euro Japanese yen. All right, so here we. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah,
so on this one we had it. What's that?
I say your monster in there, chart art.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's still hiding. He's still chilling. All right, so didn't have much on a 4 hour. Well, I do, but it just goes a little lower than I care to pay attention to be honest with you. I mean, if I draw this 4 hour, you know what? I should probably leave that in there actually. So 4 hour, and then within the 4 hour, I have a 1 hour, which is this wick. So this candle here, it's kind of hard to see. So this candle here, it's a green candle. It just looks red whenever I have my order block tool on. So this green candle here is a 1 hour within the 4 hour. And then if I go further down in time, I run into some 15. Is it 15? Yeah, well, 15 here. And there, well, I think I looked at these on a 10-minute because they just looked better. 10-minute or a 5-minute. Okay, so here's a 10-minute supply within the 1 hour, which is within the 4 hour. So I'm getting some nice confluence. Mm-hmm. So that's where I actually set my alert, was on that one. About a 10 pip wide range for that supply. And then if I go even further, then yes, I do have a 5-minute supply right here. And with all these, I got some pretty good volume and pretty good price action coming out. So there's really
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4. So there's really 4 ways to trade this thing. You could trade off the 4 hour by itself, or you could trade off the 1 hour, or you could trade off of this 10-minute, or you could trade off this 5-minute. So basically, there's a lot of opportunity. So there's going to be all those time frame traders looking at that point. Which one will be right? Who knows?
Right.
I feel like the 4 hour
knows.
could be correct, but maybe somebody looks at a smaller time frame. So me personally, I don't think I really want to trade it off the 4 hour, just the 4 hour box. I think I would prefer to trade off this 10 hour or this 10-minute right here.
Okay.
So just gives you a couple opportunities. 1 hour / 10-minute. So the 10-minute supply has confluence with the 1 hour because they're basically at the same point.
Right.
Pretty much the same point.
No, nice.
So so I think on a 10-minute, that'll be my place to go right there. And of course, I got my alert set. So yeah, pretty interesting point and it's at the top of this curve, this low point to this high point. It's at the top of the curve. So selling in premium, bearish fundamentals. Hell yeah. I'm all over that one.
Absolutely.
And then finally, the CAD yen. I got this alert clear up here for a 1 hour. It's quite a ways away. I'm not really interested in this one because I think all the other alerts would hit well before this one. But there's a really nice 1 hour there, 1 hour supply. And then as far as all this down here goes, yeah, this is that one that I ignored that I told you that was everything lined up pretty well, but I just didn't fill the volume whenever it got up here. So I ended up ignoring that one. Glad I did because it just finally did chew through that. Yeah. So that's all pretty much old news. I'm just going to get rid of that. But yeah, we'll see what happens if we do get price up to that 1 hour. I prefer it to be at the top though, at the origin. So probably the least favorite alert I have set for me personally, my least favorite. But yeah, I think that pretty well nails my overall top setups. Just kind of gonna do a little further digging on some of these smaller time frames. I mean, I do have a few, probably 5 or 6 small time frame setups, but they're just a little bit further away. So That's I think where I'm. That's pretty well where I'm at right now, Mr. Michael.
Gotcha.
So
Okay, sweet,
yeah,
sweet,
you got
sweet.
anything you're keeping an eye on that's just flirting with you for today/tomorrow?
Nothing really just yet. Let me see here. I was just gonna start out kind of just by looking at. I see on the news front, man, we got a decent amount of late news next week. So,
Oh
um,
yeah,
yeah, it's looking like
let's
Monday.
see.
Obviously, is the holiday tomorrow, so not too
Mhm.
much going on. But Tuesday we got news at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Yep.
Wednesday we got news at 10 a.m. Eastern. Thursday we got
What's
news
the
at 10
Wednesday?
a.m. Eastern. So Wednesday is the Jolts job opening.
Oh,
Um,
oh, I was looking at the wrong AM PM. Okay, yep, I do see that one. Yep.
mhm. And then, so really Monday, again, kind of bank holiday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we got late news. So it's going to be a little bit difficult, like New York wise. So we're about to try to get something in London, if anything. But Friday looks pretty good because we got earlier news at 8:30. So that might be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely just want to be on the lookout for this news next week. So probably going to be
Rooting on
playing
farm.
defense for me more than anything. Yeah, it's a
The
lot going
fun,
on next week.
the always fun NFP.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, then you got NFP on Friday. So it's very
NF,
interesting to say the least for next week.
NFP is always fun, right? Let's see
Hmm.
here, August. So
So
it
we definitely will see.
looks like they have the same uh, forecast as the previous report. Looks like pretty close to the same. Let me look here. Yeah, so they've got the exact, pretty much the same forecasted number. Now the last number, they had missed it by quite a bit. Let me see here. That was the one where they had 150,000 change, but they only estimated 109,000. Yeah, that's right. I'm actually going
Yeah,
to go
we'll
look at
see
that
if they want
report
to
on
change
my.
it like they did last month.
Yeah,
They wasn't too happy about that
yeah.
last month.
Oh yeah. So let's do this. I'm actually gonna copy and paste the NFP so that we can take a look at projections versus actual numbers hit. Yeah, this is always a good report to look at. Uh, and then we can
Yeah,
see
they
where
are.
they had to do all the revisions and such.
Hmm.
Okay, so August 1st, let's see here. Yeah, so remember they did have that one gigantic, ugly revision on July 3rd where
Right.
they forecasted about whatever that number would have been, about 100 and was it? I think it was like 116,000 or 106,000. But then their actual was 147, but then they had to revise it all the way down to what 20,000 or something like that. So that was the just
Yeah, yeah.
probably one of the worst. That is horrendous, Michael. That July 3rd
It
attempt
is.
from the
It
economists,
is. Like, dude,
and
you're
then their
way off on
forecast.
this one.
I can't wait to see what revision we get because remember we didn't have a good report the last time either. What 2 weeks ago was it? 2 or 3 weeks,
Yep.
whatever it's been.
Yep.
Yeah, forecasted up, and then we just completely missed that one. So that's what I'm going to be waiting to see this week is what kind of revision we have, if any. Right now, it doesn't show anything, but I think they usually show that revision, don't they? I think they usually show it like the day of, or maybe a couple days in advance. But
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is some reports they get pretty close, and some like this they bomb every time. I mean, look at all these revisions on all these previous report releases. Like they're nowhere close to the forecast, nowhere close to the actual number. It's just hideous.
Hmm.
But
Every
I don't
time.
think any of yeah. Yeah, I think July 3rd takes the taco though. That's got to be the worst. I mean, this one way back here in February of last year was pretty disgusting too. But yeah,
Yeah,
economists
they can't even
want
say
it
much about that one.
for NFP.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
pretty hideous. Pretty
Sweet.
hideous, my friend. But yeah,
Well, yeah, if
that's
you can back in if you want to get my screen pulled up here. We kind of go through a little bit of something, kind of see what I'm going for. Oh, we definitely got to go over this first. So yeah, just this was an amazing trade. Like I don't know if you remember, I mentioned though I said on the 15-minute chart, I said this is a
mhm.
gorgeous setup. Now they did come back
Yeah,
and hit it one last time right here, but this setup here, gorgeous. Like this is a gorgeous, gorgeous W. Like structure was
yeah,
beautiful, right?
hmm
Then they gave you another opportunity right here. Could have hit it again,
yeah.
right there.
Which is which is the one I tried to take. But you just watch. If you see me take a trade on a 15 minute, which I will, I'll be taking several, but make sure and remind me, Michael. Now, Tiger, add 5 to 10 pips on top of whatever stop loss you was thinking about putting in. Okay, teamwork.
Right, right. Got you. I
Ah,
got you. Because man, this was sure good.
yeah, it
This was
was.
a good one, and it went so.
I was.
You see, it smacked TP, but it even went past TP. Like this was
Yeah,
just a beautiful 2 for 1.
gave you
Right,
about
this
another
thing went even.
30%, 40%.
Mhm. Just beautiful. I mean, the trade was literally beautiful.
Now remind us again,
You see the
Michael.
blue.
When you get to your TP smack, do you just let it close it out, or do you try chasing some more pips to the
Nah,
profit?
most of the time, if it gets towards that 80-yard high, I'll just close it out.
You just
Like
close it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll typically aim for the 80-yard high or the 80-yard low as like my overall target. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but if it runs into it and just smacks it, that's it. I won't keep pushing my TP back further and further. I just leave it alone, especially if it's a two
Gotcha.
for one.
What
Right.
about
But this
so?
was
Did you ever try pushing for that extra bit? Like I was just curious what your past experience has been with that. Like as far as just
I
pushing
feel
your
like it was
TP
just
out,
kind of
trail
hard to.
stop.
Yeah, I'll trail to stop all the way up until that 80-yard high or 80-yard low. In essence, like because for me that's kind of like the average shoe range, right? So if it say
Mm-hmm.
it's going to move about 40 pips in the day, like let's say on average it moves 80 pips a day, right? And then I am in the trade and it's at like let's say 78, then it gets to that 80. I'm not really trying to push it like further than that. I'm cool with the
Gotcha.
with that 80 because the chances of it turning back around and like doing let's say 85, 90, 100. I mean, can it happen? Of course, it can happen, but I haven't
Mhm.
really had too much success with that. So I just put it out to the 80-yard high, 80-yard low. We just kind of let it do its thing from
Mhm.
there. This just happened to be one of those times where it literally just smacked it, and it smacked it and went even further
Yeah.
than I even intended for it to, right? Because this thing came off. Yeah, this thing came off pretty good. Yeah,
They just kept it going.
this was really really good. Yep. Now, if I
Hey, that's
would
nice.
have, right, a lot of times what I'll see happening as well too is it'll end up going up and then coming back pretty much around the same place I would have got out. I see that happen pretty often.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, just to kind of recap this, right? This is what I always say: the cycle is everything. Just being able to again know where you are exactly in this whole grand scheme of things, right? So you had this level too long, and then as I always mention, whether the move happened or not, it doesn't really matter if you can get in it or not, right? Because technically this should have been the move off the 200, but again, I don't take V, so that wouldn't have been my move. That's why I didn't take that. But when it came back, and remember, I always say, once the 5,200 cross, it's to move off the 200, and then after that, it's to move off the 50. Right. So that bounce, that is the next predictable move. Right now, the only thing that was off about this is I always mention too. This one didn't have any body on the candles. I'm sorry, any body on the EMAs, but we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles, right, with wicks on them along here. If it's this many of them, like this many wicks, I'll take it. Right. I just don't want to see one or two wicks. But if it's this many, this is to me just huge rejection. Like they are really rejecting this entire area. Right. So this wasn't bad at all. I could have, justified not taking this because of this, but at the same time, again, if it was 2 or 3 wicks, I wouldn't have been so happy about that. I probably would have left it alone. But when it's this many of them, oh man, this is like retest city right here. They just retesting the mess out of this zone. And at that point, I do want to be a part of the move. Yeah, this was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I knew that this was on your top setup for like the bullish. It was like 13, I believe. So man, this was really, really, really nice. This actually ended off my week pretty well. So I was pretty excited about that. One of my
it's just pretty
students actually, she got her best trade off this. He said her words were, "I've never gotten a huge profit that fast before."
Nice.
I said, "Oh, you must have put your position away this time, because last time we had some monster moves, and she always either puts the position on too light or doesn't take the trade, and we're like, what are you doing?" So this time she got it right.
Yeah.
So that was
that's great. Yeah, I mean, I could very easily have felt like pouted all weekend, seeing that I had like it was 4 in a row. I think it was where I got stopped out and then it ran the other way. But how funny is it that we're talking just a handful of pips to stop Tiger out, and then just go a little bit further and then go in my direction. So if you look at the moral victory, then I guess I feel pretty good about that. But but yeah, it's just comical to see that from 0-4, I could have very easily went 4 for 4 on all those smaller time frames. But all it was just the little wiggle room. So I'm excited, Michael. I'm excited for this
for
week.
Sure.
That 0-4 got my fire going.
Right.
Did a little wiggle room and let her fly. So looking forward to it. But it is still comical. It is still comical that they all went my direction after they tapped me out. So no big deal.
Yep.
No big deal.
It's insane the way that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. I do want to point this out. Dang, we only got 6 minutes. That's crazy. Oh, well, 8 minutes. So I do want to point this out really quick. Right. When we talk about the AMD, just check this out. Right. We got the accumulation phase, obviously. This is the low. It is no coincidence that just these two right here, beep, right? How I always draw that same like structure, and beep, right? Just these little two. Unfortunately, he was on the receiving end of this one. It looked like
yep.
This one right here, I think.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, I think that right
was
there.
Me right there.
Yeah, but even then, right? So you got that. Then you got this M, right? This the manipulation phase. Right? And then you got this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful distribution phase. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I mean, this thing came right down to the T. And I pointed out, I said, this is a Mona Lisa. This is a Mona Lisa setup. Right? They did come back and hit it one last time before they just took off. But you can tell right in this candle, they was all the way down here. And in 15 minutes, they are all the way up here closed above everything. That was the second move right there. You could have jumped in right there. You could have had you a monster. I mean, monster position right below the swing. Right, this thing went for, obviously you probably weren't going to get all of this, but right, this was nearly a 5 for 1. That's the
5.
type of move this
There
was.
you go.
Yep, 4.95. Now, even if you would have, now if I was, let's say on another type of approach would be to just close it once it closed below the 13 EMA, which would be on this red candle right here. So even if you did stick with that, that was still a 3 risking $1 make $3.85. Beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So this was really, really, really nice.
Yeah, that's it. That was all from the PCE, wasn't it? Which
Mm-hmm.
really wasn't. That's the thing. Like the dollar went down, but it's not like it was a big change. It was pretty well the same number. Like they actually nailed the forecast, which was also the previous number. The market just didn't care for it as far as the dollar.
Right.
What did we end up getting? I think we retraced a tiny bit of it, but I'm just looking at my dollar index real quick. So yeah, I mean we basically the dollar dropped what? I guess it would have been about 0.43% over the span of the 2 hours or whatever. It's kind of retraced a little bit towards the end of the day Friday, but yeah, apparently and then looking at so the S&P, the indices all were the same. So market just didn't care for it. Market wanted to see a little bit different, but
Right.
it showed in the but on the other end, gold loved it. Silver loved it. Tiger loved it.
They
I
did.
just got springed out. I basically had that was the Wyckoff, what was it? The Wyckoff, the spring. I got taken out by the spring.
Crazy. Just
You know
crazy.
And I've always like put that extra pressure on me, like putting my stop losses too tight. Yeah, imagine how many more winners I would have just by increasing that stop loss 5 or 10 pips.
Right, so just a bit.
Because you do a good job. You have I notice all your stop losses. You have quite the range. So,
yeah. Yep. I try my
sweat
best
for
to
me.
put it. It still happens though. Like on. Sometimes it gets super close. Like this was super close. This one was really close.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was.
What crude oil was too. Crude oil was really close. When I took this on a 4-hour chart, this was super close too. It's just that sometimes it just misses it.
Yeah.
Right? Like this little bit right here. Yeah, this move right here is nasty because what you would have done is you normally would have put it below the swing right here. But that's why I don't like to put mine below the swing when it comes to the half of bats because they like to do this move right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't got by this so many times. It's ridiculous. Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, normally on the higher time frame stuff, I don't have to increase the stop losses that much. But yeah, it was just an interesting lesson for me to learn last week. Yeah. Refresher. I mean, I think I used to do them kind of like that when I first started, but yeah, I just kind of got to where I got so used to the 4-hour and the 1 hour that making everything a lot tighter because I've already got all that range built into the zone itself. So, good stuff. Bring on the trading week. Bring it on, Michael.
Yep. Let's do it.
All right.
I think that's the only one I'm actively looking at right now. AUD, NZD for level 1 shorts. I would love to see this pan out like this. So we got to see what we got.
Right on.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. I'll see you in I got to do the quiet market session here in a bit, and then I'll see you in the morning for the Forex fire session.
Right on, brother. Gold and silver, euro, dollar, dollar Swiss. That's my top ones right there. All right,
Yep,
gents,
yep.
ladies and gents.
Well, hey guys, that'll be the market kickoff. You guys hang on in about 2 hours. We'll be back on. I'll be back on with Coach Tony, and we're gonna do the for the quiet markets. We will see you guys then. All right, Tiger. I see you in the
All
Forex
right.
Fire session, my man.
Okay, doke. Take care.
All right. You too.
Hola Prime. Trade with transparency.